Matt Golden wrote, the Steiners were known for being stiff. Could you explain the line between snug, stiff, and unsafe in the ring?
Placement. You can clothesline me as hard as you want, and I'm not a tough guy, but if you hit me in the chest, you're not going to kill me. But when you hit me in the teeth, now we're talking stiff, and that's either a big mistake, because there's a couple of things that are off limits: nuts, teeth, dropping somebody on their head where you break their neck. There's a few things that you just steer away from. And if you cross that line, it was either a really bad mistake or you just don't give a shit. So when it happens a second time, you know this guy don't give a shit. And that's the difference in snug. Snug is just good, solid contact, because the audience, if you're going to chop a guy, chop him, light him up. Let me see a handprint on his chest, and a deep one, and a deep red one. Otherwise, if you're not hitting me enough to leave a handprint, I'm not going to sell it for you. Punches, kicks, everything like that, they have to be snug, but they need to be placed where you're not going to kick my teeth out, you're not going to kick me in the balls, anything like that, unless you're intended to. And if you're intended to, that's a different story. Now we got a different fight on our hands.
Yeah, no, sorry to cut you off, but sometimes too, what about, have you ever been or experienced, and I don't know how they pull this off, I mean, they do a great job, but when they do go for the below the belt, the nut shot, the arm up between the legs, has that ever really connected where you're like, okay, too close to home?
Yeah, well, some people aren't qualified to do any number of wrestling moves. And I'm sure there are those that have saw it, the Mexican uppercut, as it's called. And some can place it where they don't cripple you. Some can't. And the ones that can't should stay away from it.
Never do it again.
That's correct.
You take them to the back behind the scenes and say, okay, my turn to try it on you, pal.
It may not make it to the back. It may happen later in the match, just depending on how much match is left, and you can get it together in time to do something about it.
Yeah, if you stop seeing stars. We have a few questions from our friends on Twitter.